Hello kings and queens, welcome back to my channel. Into this video I'll be making fish ball. So we've got mackerel fish. Yes, I removed the bone from it. I asked the seller on the market to remove the bone, so there's no bone in the middle. That's what we need for our fish ball. I've got pepper, 2 chili, I've got onion, and of course my jumbo aroma season. You can use any season of your choice. Oil, yes, the oil, I had oil already in the pot, so I was just showing you guys. And some peanut butter, and of course some salt if needed, but sometimes I really don't need a bowl, and the blender. Yeah, so what we're gonna do first is go, I've washed the chili already. We're gonna put the chili first and blender. Make sure you put the chili in the blender and then cut the onions and put that in the blender so that you can blend them first before you put the fish. This is a mistake most people do. They put everything together and the chili end up not blending. Yes, because the fish is kind of like, I don't know how to say it, but it won't be blending with the chili. It might do, but it just take time and it will be too blended and need to be so soft. So always make sure you blend your chili and your onion before you put in the fish. So I'm using my food processor. So because you all know the food processor, there's an opening on it at the top. I don't need to take off the cover, so I'm going to use that opening to just drop my fish in it. The fish have been washed, everything there has been washed, and the counter was clean. So I was just trying to show you guys how I do my fish balls quickly. So when I drop my fish ball, I always make it that way, and you always do that, guys. Like you always pretend as if it's flying, and I just keep dropping all of them. I just drop all of them. I just leave it to just like blend for just few minutes, and then I just drop them in there. Yes, that's how I do it. You can use a normal blender and do so as well, but just make sure you don't blend it too much, and make sure there is not too much in the blender, because then it will not blend. The top will not blend, the bottom will be too blend, because I just use 3 fish, mackerel fish on this particular one. Yes, I used 3 mackerel fish, so the head was removed and the bone was removed. So I'm just using the fillet, if that's all. I don't know how you guys call it, but yeah, that's what I'm using. So I'm just gonna leave it to blend. Make sure it's blend. Don't blend it too much, like too much, but make sure it's blend, like everything is blend, and then you can be able to boil it afterwards. So I just waited for it to blend, and then after that I put on my peanut butter. At this stage you don't have to really put your peanut butter in the blender if you don't want to, but I wanted to because I did not want to put my hand in there for too long with the peanut butter. So I put the peanut butter in there and I blend it for some, just for second. You don't really need to blend that peanut butter, but if you have like a crunchy peanut butter, always make sure you put it in my blender and blend it. But mine is a smooth one, so I really did not need it, but I did it anyways because obviously I wanted to just be fancy a little bit, can say, you know. So I did that, put the peanut butter and blend it. You see it's going to be blend and the color is going to change. I just blend it for a few seconds, guys, like nothing really extra, and I will take it out and I put them in the bowl. So guys, that why doing this, if you like ginger and other stuff season, you can drop it there and blend it together with the chili. But I don't like extra ginger when I'm using my jumbo aroma. I'm a jumbo aroma person. I don't like too much of garlic and stuff in my food, so jumbo aroma just solved that for me. But if you like garlic and stuff, make sure you blend the garlic and the onion and the chili together whilst doing this, because then you will not have a bulky garlic in your fish. So I tend to take the thing out with a spoon, but it was not working. Since my hand was pretty washed and everything, I used my hand to take it out, and so it's be easy and quicker for me, because if I say I was going to use that spoon, I'm going to spend time there. So I use my hand and just make sure I take everything as much as I could, really, not everything, but as much as I could. I put them in the bowl. So as you can see me doing, that's just what I'm doing. It's so easy to do fish ball and chicken ball. It's literally just the same process to do all of it, really. So I'm gonna put in my jumbo aroma season. Yes, that's my favorite. I don't add any salt because, guys, this jumbo aroma have salt in it. So when you put it, do not mistake and add salt, because you're gonna have salty food. So when I do it, I just mix it with my hand. So if you like, you can still put it in the blender and blend it, but I just prefer doing this because sometimes when you blend it in the blender, it's not guaranteed that all of it is gonna mix, really. So I do that, and then I add a little bit of mango. Guys, I wanted to add this mango, but unfortunately this mango was so strong. I could not get to um do it at all. So I tried all I could, and this mango cube was like, no way. That's dolly, but like a seasoned, proper seasoned dolly. I just like the color of it, so I added a little bit of Dumbaroma instead because, honey, I don't have time for that. So you can use any season that you like, to be honest, but just make sure you know the quantity you are putting in. You don't want too much salt. So when I finish doing everything, I make sure I test it a little bit. You can test it, it's seasoned and everything. So I boil it, and I boil it, I put it in a plate. That's how I boil it. This boiling does not really mean you have to do the same size as me. You can use as big or little size that you want. It just depends to the size that you want. So boiling it is just you taking it and just mold it in your hand. That's just it. There's nothing extra on it. And I just keep molding it. And then when I finish doing that, or when I get to some point, I put the oil in the pot and then let that warm up. So as I said to you guys, the oil was already in the pot for me. And I just had to, uh, warm it up and do my work, you know. So yeah, you can boil it as big or as tiny as you want. It really it does not really matter. Like, no, it's not like, oh, you have to boil. There's a particular way of boiling. It's an extra way. But I normally just use this size because when I use this size or use the smaller size, it fry better. Remember, there's peanut butter in this. Remember, there is seasoning, there is other stuff in it. So when I do it smaller, I find out that it's steam and fry more better than when it's too big. Because when it's too big, you prefer to like steam it. But guys, remember, we don't have fresh fish in this part of the world. Like, yes, you see them in the market and stuff and see like it's fresh, but it is not really fresh. If you want to steam your fish ball before you fry them, I'm going to do that as well. There's something you can add to it to let it strong so that you can boil it. It will let you steam it, or else you cannot steam. Guys, I repeat, you cannot steam your fish ball with just like this. Sometimes you can do it, but it's not guaranteed. It can just be all over. It will just break. Like, it will just be all over in your bowl, and nobody wants to waste time, you know, doing all this stuff, and then at the end of the day you find out that they are not boiled anymore. Like, it's gonna be a shame. So as I said to you guys, as I was doing that, I put my oil, and let that oil boil. I put oil, and then I add my oil in it. Like, I had some oil in there, just added some in there as well. Like, just put as much oil as you want. I do deep frying on it so that the things can steam. I put it on high. When the oil become hot, I reduce the oil so that at least I can get that fish steam before it gets fried. You get the joke. Yes, that's what I mean. So keep watching and see how that frying is gonna go, honey. So yes, whilst I was still boiling it, I still just tend to fry it because Obviously I would just take too much time to do the boiling. So I drop this in the oil. You can see it frying. So drop as many as you like. Just make sure when you're dropping it, you have to make sure it's all over the oil. Don't put them on top of each other. Do not do that because you will have tendency for it to scatter. Is that a word? That's what we call them, salon people them. Excuse that. That's how Sierra Leonean says it. Say go scatter, scatter. So everything will not it will break. It will not be ball anymore. So yeah. So what I was doing, I just fry it and I let it brown. This brownness you can let it brown as much or as little or as it's just you like the type of brownie that you want. I like my fishball brown, like proper brown guys. Like I use my fishball to make stew. I use my fishball to just eat it like that with chili, onions and stuff, I use my fish pot to just do whatever I want. You can put it in your stew, you can put it in your, whatever sauce that you're cooking. It just depends on what you want to use your fish ball for. My kids love fish, so we eat fish ball every time. Like, I just feel like it's just amazing, to eat what you want to eat and when you want to eat it. So I just keep frying. That's just doing a bit the same process. There's nothing special, nothing different, nothing. I'm just using the same process to just fry. While putting it in the pot, you have to really be careful, guys. You don't want that oil to spray on you. So just be careful and do it gently, and keep watching. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do, guys. Just subscribe to my channel, put on the notification bell for more videos. I'll be coming with more videos. Like I said to you guys, like anything that Fantasia love doing, I'm gonna share with you guys. Things that I love eating, I'm gonna cook them and share with you guys how I do them, my recipes, my whatever, tips or whatever I'm gonna share with you guys. So stay tuned, continue watching and see how I end this. And yeah.